Good morning. Pardon me while I turn things still a little bit. I don't want a blanket up here or a quilt, so don't look at my kitchen, my dining room. That's rude. Good morning. Oh, I'm having trouble waking up this morning. I wasn't even up that late last night. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome to you too. Hi, I'm Coleen. I forget to say that every time. It's all about halfway. Good morning, Sylvia. Good morning, Fern. Good morning, Melissa. Sylvia is at You and Me FEP, and Melissa is at Practically Creative. The crown things. I just noticed that too as soon as I came on. Yeah, there's crowns next to the names, and I need to scroll down. Did I say good morning, Fern? I'm sorry. I got distracted by the crowns. There's a thing up there, at least I can click it. It says top fans right next to where my live chat and top chat is. Go over just before the three dots. It's on my right-hand side over there for you guys. It says top fans, and if I click that, it shows me number 1 is Fern. I don't know how they score it. Number 2 is Sylvia. Guess who? Nancy. Hello. Good morning. It's good to see you. It's going to be a boring live. Well, it's going to be probably not a sewing live because I have zero plan for sewing. I finally got this fixed. I had to resew the sides because the serger didn't stay serged. And I fixed the neckline, lowered it for myself. Oh, goodness. Thank you for the links. The moderators are the people in blue. And they can put in links. They can help you find a link if you need it. Good morning, Deborah. Wait, now it says Nightbot's number 1. Everybody was kicked. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Sylvia. I feel like my brain is going really slow today. There's actually something over at Halos I was going to mention. I can't remember what it was now. Halo Inspirations is a small quilt shop. Oh. Angel says, morning, the points are for bragging rights. Were they on your live last week? I missed it. It's on my catch-up list. I had a very bad week last week. Good morning. Nightbot sheets. Versus Nightbot got number 1 fan. Sheets. Who else says? You don't need no stake on bragging rights. Last week I got sick last week. I don't know what it was. Cold. I was in bed for several days before it, or not in bed, but on the couch laying down because I just didn't have energy. And then Monday I'd gotten where I was like, oh, I don't want to get dead. Still don't have energy. Okay, well, we've got the block of the month going up that Tuesday, so I might as well skip the live. I think it'll be okay since we have the block of the month going up. Then there was technical issues. There was issues with me being able to set up and do my voiceover because I waited so long. Recorded in January, and then I decided to do the voiceover, the day before. And I was just sick. I was nauseous. I couldn't sit up without being nauseous, so my head was all congested. Anyway, after that passed, and no more had that passed. It was the first day I was able to sit upright. My son calls. He's moving, stressed out because now he has not the youngest one of my older ones. He's never had to adult like this before. And so, I asked him, I said, you want me to come over and help pack? Pregnant girlfriend doesn't work. I don't want her packing in this heat. I don't care what it does to me. Pregnant girlfriend doesn't need to. So I went over there. I was there for a few hours late in the afternoon, and it took me to about yesterday to recover from that. Every bone hurt. But anyway, so I've just been kind of meh. Just now I see it. It is only for funsies. Angel said about the the bragging rights. Oh, my mic has interference. Could it be the fan? All the way over there. Turn a little bit. Close your eyes. See if I can get that to go away. It shouldn't be picking up anything since I'm the only one up. It's a very sensitive mic. Coleen, do you have a plastic bag on your mic? No, maybe I should. Oh, and now my nose itches. It's better. Okay, well, I'm thinking the fan over there may have been hitting it wrong. I'll have to remember that and fix it next time. Thank you, guys. Sorry about that. It's a struggle. Staying cool and staying live. Good morning, Dee Dee. Dee Dee came in. She's at my big tidy up. I'm out of town today, but I will be in the background listening as I get ready for the day. Oh, nice. I hope you're having fun out of town. Oh, goodness. Nose itches. I'm going to have a bright red nose. Rudolph. I hope you're having fun. And let's see. Halo has lives Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern. And Dee Dee, I'm slow thinking, I'm telling you. Dee Dee does videos on Fridays at 5 p.m. Central Time. Dee Dee does tidying, decluttering, cleaning, organizing, you know, the stuff that we adults have to do sometimes. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, goodness, that's not good. Oh, Mom and Pop are on. Thank you. I said I forgot them last time I did a live. Melissa says, Mom and Pop or Quilt Shop is live at 11. There's a spider outside that got my attention. It's live at 11 Eastern after me today, and they're also live on Saturdays. And thank you. Yes. All their info is right there. On Pop Quilt Shop, live Tuesday, 11 a.m. and Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern. They have a Facebook page. They have another channel called Home and Hearth. I don't watch that as much because I'm not a good person. But anyway, they are fun to watch. Her lives are fun to watch. She does cross stitch. She does, she puts up long arm quilting, piecing. I think right now they're doing Scrappy. Who doesn't love a scrap buster? I'm telling you, the fog is real today. Oh, and I had my hair fixed all nice until I looked in the camera and I was like, oh, that doesn't look right at all. So then I went, Melissa says they don't put tons of things on Home and Hearth right now. That's okay. We'll leave them up there. You can check out what they have put. Oh, Nightbot has moved to number 2. Fern has moved to number 3. She was number 1. It was number 1. Now it's, Melissa doesn't even have, I don't like the crowns. Yes, I do. I tell them after live, I was like, I forgot to say, don't forget to visit Mom and Pop. Melissa said that because Coleen always forgets to say that and beats herself up later. I do. I get involved in what I'm doing and busy. So thank you very much, Melissa. Fern's making hexies, 1-inch hexies. Oh, did Scrappy EPP with hexies. Nice. I still don't have a plan. I don't have anything that spoke to my heart that says, hey, you need to do this, besides some bags. And oh, I did sew on a bag yesterday after I fixed this shirt. See if I can not make that spill. I increased the size of the Sunshine something or another. It's somewhere on my community page bag. too ginormous. I only added an inch the way around. There's lots of things I need to do better and try differently, but since this is the first time I used it like satiny thing, I'm okay with that. And I may take the zipper out and completely redo the top because that's bugging me over here. It's wonky, but anyway, I thought that was cute. My husband said it looked like a designer bag. I said, good, don't look at it too close. And I'm thinking if I make this a gusset, this is more of a quilting channel, but I've been looking at bags lately. If I make this more of a gusset, it goes around here, it would be easier for me. It's a little bit wide this way. I think this is actually wider than my purse is. Thank you. Oh, good afternoon, Lynn. Good afternoon, Sylvia. I said good morning. Kayla says, those are tiny. They ought to be beautiful. Oh, I love seeing Hexies. They make me all kinds of ambitious that I'm not going to follow through on. But I love seeing them. Let's see. Sylvia says, I've done a king size with 1-inch hexie. Took forever to hand quilt that sucker. Oh my goodness. Halo says, looks fantabulous, Coleen. Thank you. It does, Fern says. Thank you. Hi, Sylvia. How are you doing? And neat bag, Coleen, Lynn said. Thanks, thanks, thanks. Thank you all. Sylvia's foot is getting better. Let's see. I did that. I was going to do an Amazon haul video, but, I didn't feel like it. Between sick and every bone in my body hurting, I thought I'm just not going to. But I was going to show you guys. I got a case of More Efficient, I think. When we do quilts, we make our binding. I think it's kind of natural. I don't usually go buy binding for quilts because I like to make it. That way it matches. That way I know. But these bags, and I'm probably messing my camera up, moving my hands too much. The bags that I'm making, the totes, I was thinking if I do the binding for the inside, I might as well get pre-made binding. Why give myself the extra work of making binding when I can get a pre-made basic colors? So I got some 1/2 inch. Let's hold this up. Most of it's 1/2 inch. Let's see, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. It was on sale. This brand, Medola. I can get links in later. But I bought these in some different colors. That way I would have some choices. The only color I didn't get was blue because it was not on sale. But I thought that would be very helpful in diaper bags when I make them. If I decide that binding on the inside is easier than doing like a drop-in liner. But I don't know because I really like the professional tote. No, I'm not doing the farmer's market this summer. Thank you for asking. Oh, let's see. Fern says, I'm not doing the flowers just randomly. So he says, oh, wow, that's a lot of binding. And that is how lazy I was feeling. I was like, I can make binding. Why would I? And it's bias binding, so it'll go around corners. Well, at least it should. And this is not all cotton. I can't remember what it is. It's a cotton poly. May have said something else in it. But for what I want it for, it's going to be great. And it works out to like cents per yard. So, and I compared it to the quilt shops that have the pre-made binding. It's cheaper. It's even cheaper than Hobby Lobby. So yeah, I play Vine a lot. I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to play Vine. That's Amazon Vine. Hang on a second. Let's see. Fern asked if I was doing the farmer's market this summer. No, I did the farmer's market a couple of years ago. Very, very unprepared. Last minute, my mother-in-law called, bonus mom called, and she was like, do you want to share our booth? Do you want to just some stuff? Oh, at the very last minute. So yeah, so that made it very stressful. And I looked at farmers markets, the farmers market here, and what I have to do for all that. But I know you've got to spend money to make money. Spending more than we're making is not working. Not really spending more than we're making. You know, I mean, I have a limit I try not to go over when we spend. That binding, Tim decided he needed a game. That's my husband. He wanted a game, and I was like, how much? Because we don't get fireworks for the 4th of July. It was 2 years ago that I did the farmer's market. I have no idea. I would be so much more prepared now because of everything I had going on. I wasn't. It helps to watch YouTube videos by other people, and I can't think of all their channels. There's lots of channels I'm watching that do things to sell. And I am like, oh, that is so clever. That is much easier than the way I did it. But the Vine program on YouTube, not YouTube. I'm going to take a nap after this. The Vine program on Amazon is, they just randomly invite you. There's really not qualifications. It pops up on your screen. You've been invited to Vine. I looked to make sure it was legit, and I accepted, and then I went to it, and it shows if a product has less than 30 reviews, they can put it on Vine. I guess they kind of apply for it to be on Vine, and then the Vine customers get it for free or sales tax only, basically. So if it comes up with a price, let's say it's $10. If it comes up with $10 at the end of the year, you're going to be claiming that $10 on your taxes as earned income. So if your taxes are 10%, you pay $1 on that. But they do have some things that come up as zero price, which means there is no taxes on that particular thing, which happens a lot with baby stuff. Little baby stuff like bags, stuff like that. That's true. Deborah, I have been weighing pros and cons of doing markets. Vern King, but people are cheap. They don't want to pay what it is worth. And that's true. And Halo says that is why smalls go well at markets and such. And see, when I went, my mother-in-law is like, okay, we've got somebody doing these, we've got somebody doing these, we've got somebody doing these at the farmer's market, which didn't leave a whole lot for somebody new. I mean, we're all going to have different fabrics and stuff, but you don't want to step on anybody else's toes. You know, there's somebody doing bags. You don't want to do bags and bowl cozies out the yin yang. So I wasn't doing bowl cozies, and I think the key fobs were okay. And then there wasn't a lot of room on the table, so she's like, well, keep it small. So I was doing things like coasters and snack mats and stuff. And then she wanted placemats, and I was like, but placemats are huge. For that little space, placemats would be big. Even if we rolled them up, you want to show them. All right, so that was a problem. That little, I already gave it to my grandbaby. The little zipper pouch I made, that would have probably been well. And they had somebody making makeup bags and stuff like that too. And it's like, oh. Let's see. Sylvia, I've done charity markets where I've made stuff to raise funds for Scout Group, but something sells Some things sell better than others. Lynn says, my friend said I should make stuff to sell at our craft fairs, but just thinking about how much stuff I would need to make puts me off. Exactly. Exactly. I got like no notice about it. And then I was trying to keep that up, keep YouTube up, driving the kid 4 times a day to school. And I was like, and not having time to watch any videos to see what I should be doing or what I could try, you know. Let's see. Angel, I see a lot of scrunchies in camo fabric here. They go like hotcakes, Melissa said. And Angel at Halo Inspiration says, yep, another small, Melissa. My mom used to fairs a metric ton. Oh, used to do fairs a metric ton. I don't buy scrunchies. I buy rubber bands. Scrunchies just, they always stretch out too quick. Maybe I'm too rough on them. But and I've watched different YouTubers, like this is the first day of the craft fair, what I learned and stuff like that just recently. And I was like, that's helpful. Melissa, I can't make myself sit down and make them just ugh. Well, and Nightbot has been moved to number 2. Good, that means it's being quiet. But if you're going to make to sell, you know, you're figuring out like Christine's Home Affairs. I like watching her. She does a annual what I made, what I earned from what I made, as she does a lot of reclaimed fabric type things. So she doesn't have that cost and she doesn't pass that cost on as if she did. I like that. Still not cheap stuff. Quilted Christmas ornaments go well too. I made a ton of scrunchies for that fundraiser. Sylvia said. Halo said that about the Christmas ornaments. Oh, I was going to, something else I got on the Vine program, which I thought was going to be very helpful. This is faux leather. It's just a, I don't know, maybe a buttery tan color. And I don't know if you can see the design on this. This is scrolled faux leather. And this one is just a deep, deep brown. But I got those on Vine. So what that basically is going to cost me, I can't remember if they were $15 to $20, maybe a little bit more for a yard. And a lot of places, if you go to get faux leather, you get a half a yard when it's cut. So the 10 to 15% on that $20 is a whole lot cheaper. And that gives me something to play with because I hadn't used the leather before this, by the way. This machine and my other machine, neither one had any trouble with faux leather. I just kept it below the below 1 millimeter, like Tracy said. And Barbie over at Jeannie's Designs. And I did change the thread. I can't remember if this is text 35 or I punched a hole right where it says, so I can't tell. 35 or 40, it works a lot better than text 70 on these machines. I don't know what I'm going to do with the text 70 that I silly bought. I get embroidery thread and I get the bro thread from Amazon usually, which is this. They had another one. I can't remember the brand. I'm going to have to do a haul for these though. It's polyester, but I got the calipers out. Thank you, Halo, for reminding me about that one day. I got the calipers out, and This newer one that I got is actually a little bit thinner than this one, which is fine. It's great. It's going to work in the bottom, in the bobbin, kind of like bottom line thread would, which is a 60 weight. It's closer to that than it is this embroidery that I got from Bro Thread, which is a 40. I never know what I'm talking about. 40. I'm pretty sure it's a 40 weight. This one is supposed to be, but they're not the same thickness. And I noticed that as soon as I put it in, I was thinking this was not the same thickness. It will still work for embroidery. I tried it. It still works for that. I would rather not use it for that because you're going to have to use more the thinner the thread is, right? Does that make sense? So I would rather use it for the bottom line bobbin thread, which will be fine too. But I didn't have any breaking. I didn't have any trouble with it. Oh, I made a ton of scrunchies. Angel Anything Christmas would sell, Fern says. Deborah says, I have a ton of crochet things done. Been working on sewing stuff. Deborah's been getting things done. Sylvia, I'm doing the King Cole crochet along at the moment. The wool cost me 37 pounds. But if I sold it when I finished it, no one would pay the amount of work done into it. Exactly. And good morning, Pug Mama. Exclamation. Let's see. Am I in chat? Let's see if we can do that without kicking me off completely. I really should change it. Every time I see a pug, I think about you. And that is Deb. Also has a channel. Morning. Let's see. Where was I? I'm not sewing anything, so I have time to, do stuff too. It's good to see you. Let's see. Taylor says, it's Pug Mama. And I guarantee that's how she's saying it. Good morning to you. She says, good morning, Melissa. Melissa says, if I could crochet like I used to, I'd crochet dishcloths and scrubbies for the kitchen. And Highland. Now, those, Deb says Highland. I'm missing some things. I apologize. My brain is so scrambled right now. It gets like that sometimes. A lot. What was I about to say? Oh, the towels that I made. And I've been thinking about rearranging how I've got my stuff set up because I've added leathers and all the things that go with the leathers and stuff that I've gotten, faux leathers. I still have towels that I can make, but those did okay. I think they would have done better. My mother-in-law said it was a depressed area that they were in, so that's why nothing did terribly, spectacular or anything. But the towels did okay. I think there were 15 each, which that is a crazy markup to me. I don't know. I feel like that's too much when it cost me so little to make them. But you take into account your time, your electricity, your materials, your threads and all that, the needle, you have to take into account all of these things. That's why I probably won't be selling things, because I would be happy just making back what I put into it a lot of times, which is why when I start making these diaper bags, which I was thinking I'm going to cut one this week, I'm going to donate them somewhere. They're not going to, if I donate them to the thrift shop. Not used to having a thrift store in town. If I donate them to the thrift store, it's very, very small town. They might put $1 on them, and I'm fine with that. I would rather somebody get it that's going to use it. I don't mind that. It gives me something to do. It makes me happy. And that's a problem I know that I've had lately. You make things, you do things, and then you're like, this is not serving me anymore. The way I'm doing it is not making me happy anymore. And my husband's like, you need to stop everything. Find something that makes you happy. things that make me happy. My body doesn't let me do them so well. So I was trying to stop everything because you need to, Deborah says, my brain runs faster than my energy level. Exactly. Sometimes I need to decompress my brain. Tech detox. I need to do more of those where the only computer I have is what's on the TV on the wall, and I lay on the couch and watch it. Because there's just too much information from everywhere coming in. And it gives you all of these ideas and these directions to go. And then it creates a standstill because it's not lack of ideas that stop me. It's trying to get them organized in a way that I can find one that I'm going to enjoy doing. That makes sense. There's too much. Like, I've got this one over here right now. It's the Corey Yoder's block that I made into FPP number 5. I haven't even made number 6 into FPP yet. She should be doing number 7 soon. Corey Yoder. I think that's the name of her channel too. Oh, I missed Steph. I'm sorry. Steph says, love the way Angel says it. I know, right? Nightbot is ignoring Melissa. Or she spelled my name wrong. I think you put 2 O's instead of a C. Exclamation Coleen. Should bring my name up in orange for me to see so you could get my attention. It didn't work for Melissa because I'm pretty sure that's O. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's 2 O's. She says, does your brain ever unscramble? Love you. No. That's the short answer. No. Deborah says, that's the thing. That is the thing. Things I have crocheted. I got a head start on that when I had my last knee surgery. LOL. Sylvia laughed at Melissa, and Deborah says, my brain seems to run faster than my energy level. I think I saw that. Practically Creative. Who's Melissa? We only have one thrift store left. It's way overpriced, in my opinion. We'll send you the package this week, Coleen. Thank you, Deborah. And Fern says, same here. It's too many ideas here, Deborah says. Not getting into anything heavy, Melissa says, but there is a lot going on in the world, and it's overwhelming how much information is being dumped on us all at once. And Sylvia says, we call thrift stores charity shops here. We don't have any close to us. Melissa, exclamation Coleen. And then said, I can too spell. She spells better than me. But I was going to talk about that. Have you guys ever seen there's a meme, and I've seen it on cups and on little canvases. It says, I match energy, so how are we going to behave today? And I'm like, that is so true. That is so true about me. I do. And that's why my husband prefers me to watch positive people. What he's told me the last couple of weeks is, you need to stop watching true crime, and you need to start sleeping more because you're not sleeping. I'll stay up late and I get up so I can see what's on Vine, because if you're not up early, you miss things. They go like that. And I've gotten all kinds of stuff that is useful for what I do, that I feel like I can give decent reviews for and have some kind of knowledge about it anyway. But if you're a praying person, the world needs prayers. And that's not the praying. This is let's start a new paragraph. The floods, the fires that happen in the U.S., the wars that are happening everywhere, all of this, and I'm not going to get political or anything. I'm just saying that is a whole lot of sadness to bring in to your space. Maybe you're smarter than me. You don't. I usually don't. I'll check the news once a day to get caught up in what's going on, and I'll let it go. But when there is a ongoing thing, like in Texas with the floods, and there were kids, and I just watch it, and I pray, and I pray, and I pray, and I pray, and check back. Did they find any more alive? Did they find any more? And it's not good for me. I can pray without watching it. But, it's just that hope. And, the ones that are in it are, it's all of that has been weighing on me. And I think I made myself sick last week by just dragging down. I think that's what happened. But, it passes. I pray more. I believe in prayer. You don't have to believe in prayer. It's okay. We can still be friends. And I think that's what this one basically is. Pug Mama says, I stopped watching TV in the morning. I usually check it in the evening. I check the news in the evening, but I don't watch a lot of it in the morning. In the mornings, I usually stick to crafting. I try to stick to crafting in the afternoon, but I click clickbait for news. It makes me so mad when they say the title of something and then I click it and it's like 10 minutes later, they'll have a 10-second, spot on what the title was. But yeah, sometimes you got to decompress, get that stuff out. I should be sewing, but it's like, and my space. I wasn't ready to put all this sewing stuff for bags, the leathers, the hardware, all of that stuff. I was not prepared to put that in my space. It didn't have a home. I had those leathers in the floor, rolled up in the floor neatly. And you'd be surprised about what that little bit of clutter was doing to my headspace. I know I can't take clutter. It messes with my head. I know this about me. I left it there for 2 weeks. And then I started piling over here. And then I started piling on that table. And the other day I finally got around to cleaning it up. And I felt so much lighter. I felt lighter. I could see my tables. I only had one project out and I hit all my projects. All that stuff that I need quilted. And by the way, the person that's getting one of those quilts, I love you. I'm sorry. I don't know when I'm going to get it quilted, but I am going to come quilted and it is for you. And I also cut up the stuff to do that tutorial for the boxed pouch for my cousin. I've got that over here, so I left it out. All those things that need to be quilted, I had folded. I had it sitting on my TV stand because I thought, there, I will see it and I will get it done. Nope, my head didn't want to do it, so I took all that stuff and I put it in a back room closet. And I'm much happier now. Maybe I'm that lady who only gets to the point of sandwiching the quilt. And then years down the road, I'll have to do all the other stuff. I really need to get those table runners and practice free motion quilting though. I keep thinking that's what I'm going to do live. And then I don't. Let's see. I'm missing stuff. Let me scroll up. I know I saw that chat going by. Oh, I didn't miss much, I think. I stopped reading and watching world news. It's so depressing, Sylvia said. I agree. I hardly watch TV anymore. Nothing good on the lots of depressing news, Lynn said. If I need to know something, my husband tells me, Deb says. I don't trust my husband to give me accurate information. I find out he watches questionable news people. Not actual, well, He told me something one day and I was like, that's not right. And he's tried to outsmart College Boy Genius about statistics. Did you know that this causes all these people to do this? And this many years ago, thousands of people were in this area, and then this happened and that happened, and now there's not. And no, he will dive in and start researching. And he tells me, he says, how do I correct that? You don't. He tells you he wants you to. He doesn't. He doesn't. You're better off letting him go on in his delusion. Oh, the only thing I'm watching news for is weather alerts. Usually we get buried under weather stories about hurricanes, storms. This year, there have been several named ones that we haven't seen, Melissa says. I heard them this morning. They said the next one would be named something. I forgot the name, though, and I was like, for some reason, I thought I would remember the name, and I've already forgotten it. They keep calling for rain here. It must be going all the way around us. Fern King, my husband keeps up with the news. I can deal with the negative. I can deal with all the negative. Can't. Okay. Now that makes sense. I don't have to watch it. As heavy comes, it tells me all of it. Shaking my head, Deborah says. Fern, same here. My sewing space is so messed up at the moment. I need to sort out my space. Maybe we just need to have a, let's see, put my camera back there and yell a little bit louder. And I know it sounds like I'm yelling all the time. I'm worried you're not going to hear me. Put my camera back a little bit, have a good look at the space, and pull out everything in the drawers and put everything back, and y'all can go through all your stuff. You don't have to be in chat. I thought about that when I had stuff all over the floor. I was like, I ought to just set that camera back, turn it on, say, I can't see the chat right now, but we're going to take care of this. Because it's like, I don't want to clean it alone. That's why I watch Dee Dee. Oh, let's see. I saw our friend come in. Where did she go? Sorry, I'm trying. There she is. Wild Pony Designs. That's who I saw come in. Oh my gosh, Lori. I only know like 20 Loris. I was like, not Deborah. Sorry about that. Wild Pony Designs say, morning, wish I had more time to visit, but horse fencing needs to be done today. Oh no. Horses and cows. What is it about the fences? They are determined to be on the other side. Thank you for dropping in. And she goes live with Barbie over at Jeannie's Designs. Let's see. Whoops. I have to scroll down, and then we'll get a link to Miss Lori in there. I think I put it under Lori too. Thank you for dropping by. I appreciate it. I've been watching you guys from my couch. I really enjoy it. Let's see. I have too many projects going on in my sewing room, Deborah says. I need to sort my stuff out again. Looked for half an hour this morning at a tape measure. I now have at least 3. For a tape measure. I now have at least 3, Lynn said. Sylvia says, that sounds like me. Morning, Wild Pony, Sylvia said. A room sorting party on live. That's what we need. Maybe I'll just let it go this week again. I say that like I was intending to clean it up. My brain keeps telling me to move this and that. Welcome. It's always fun. Wild Pony Design says, they are a hoot to watch. Lucy and Ethel. That's what they have now for the nameplates. They do it on StreamYard. Lucy and Ethel. And they have the thumbnail, Lucy and Ethel. I love Lucy. So they crack me up. Barbie is Lucy. Lori is Ethel. Thank you, Melissa. Let's see. See if I can remember where I put you under. Lori, too. I was thinking I should just change you to Pony, but then I'd never remember that. Come on. Let's try. Maybe I did put you under Pony. I'm trying to get the bot to bring up her. There we go. I don't know what I did, but I figured it out. Oh, Lori says, mine's going to take days, maybe weeks to organize. Deb says, I move things constantly from here to there, maybe over there and back again. I do that. And I was thinking, I need to go up more. I need to take this off, and I've got a clock above it. I've got the same amount of space over on the other side of this door with the same unit. I need to build something that goes up and comes out. These leathers are messing with my head. I'm thinking something on the door, though, for them. Something on a door, and I've got a ton of webbing, making straps that loop like this, so I can just put them through the straps and make it far enough. Maybe put 3 straps there, because the embossed one tends to bend in the middle. But the ones I usually get are 18 inches. But if I put loop straps, and then you can put the vinyls in them. I call them faux leather. They're called vinyls. Faux leather sounds nicer. So if I put straps, I could get a piece of wood. Actually, kind of like those units you see. I think they're elf units. I can't remember who sells them. Anyway, piece of wood here, then attach straps to it and put it through the straps and put it on the back of a door. Not on the back of the door, because the door is only 24 inches. So I would have to find somewhere else to put them. But that's what I'm thinking for the leathers, because right now they're just sitting on my TV stand. Which, of course, bugs me because I'm that person. Don't forget to give that thumbs up. Sylvia said, did I say that like 4 times? Melissa says they are escape artists. Cows and horses. Deb S. Tag Mama Quilter. Sounds like me. Gwen said, I paid the rent at the door. Thank you, Fern. We have so much fun. They so do. And I know I'm kind of boring today. I just didn't have someone in me today. I could finally sit up straight, and I kind of wanted to keep it that way just for a little bit. There is a leather shop in Washington. I meant to add the link because I want to tell you guys about it. They have a cool zipper jig. Not the one that you like put the zipper on the zipper tape. I'll show you what it does. It makes it to where this is equal here and equal here, like the one I did. It gets this centered really well, and it's metal, and it's hard to break. I can tell you that because Lori throws it on the floor just to let us see. But they have one. It's not like cheap, but if you're making a lot of bags, I think it's totally worth it, and it makes it so much faster. Now I did better on the inside. I haven't even taken care of my threads. I did better on the inside, matching that up. And I thought there's things I learned when I did this. You know, when you learn to quilt, when you learn to do things, you learn as you go. You can be told, well, I can be told a million times how to do something until I do it. But I didn't hold this, and I'm going to show you what I did wrong. Why? Because this is only the first time I use this fabric. One, it needs more interfacing, stabilization, like that. This it doesn't look too bad on the camera. I'm only going to show this on the camera. This is all wonky. That's why I'm thinking about taking it apart. I used white thread on one side, and I could see the white threads in some places. Now you probably can't. This right here was a last minute addition, and I probably should have put a piece of leather in back of that to stabilize it. But white thread, lining it up a little bit better, stabilizing this better. And heaven help me, I don't know what I did there. I don't know why that messes with me. But there's things that I know that I can do better. I need to take my time. Right here, I swoop down. Just like quilting, I get in a hurry. I want it done. I want it done now. It's so close to finished. It looks so neat. I want it done. No, now is the time I screw it up. I get in a hurry. I want to get it done, or my back starts hurting, and I'm like, oh, just a little bit further. When my back starts hurting, I need to stop. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. I need to stop, because then I'm trying to work through pain, and it doesn't work for me. Melissa says both. I enjoy our chats, Fern says. Good, thank you. I see my name popping up at the bottom. There's a little bit of a delay. Finally made hubby mad enough to semi-clean out the garage. I now have 4 clocks and 2 wreaths on my couch. Need to find somewhere to store them. Man, mine hasn't cleaned out our garage yet. You need to put a link into that. I would be interested in that thing. Oh, okay. Well, she's fixing fences. Lynn, when this video is over, if you comment at the bottom, I'm not trying to get comments, I'm sorry. If you comment at the bottom, I will go look that up. I've got it saved. Maybe I can see it without messing you guys up. See if I can find the link, because I saved the link because I'm going to get one. They had it on sale. He did a special sale just for Lucy and Ethel. That just cracks me up. Let's see if I can find my link. Sorry. Well, where did I hide it? I thought I put it right at the top because I knew I wanted one. I'm not seeing it at the top. I'm sorry about that, but if you put, I'll run over to I'm sure they've got a link in one of their videos. Both Lucy and Ethel, also known as Barbie and Lori. If you just say something underneath one of the videos, any of the videos, or on my community page, I will respond back with that. That way you'll see it. I'll try to remember to grab that and put it under anyway, because it is very cool. Like I said, it's a little pricey in my opinion, but it's metal, alloy or something. I don't know. She could throw it on the floor and it doesn't break. And put Jeannie's link in here just for fun, so you can check out. If you go over there, they use it all the time. Jeannie. Okay, Melissa says, Coleen, if it's vinyl, leave the seam. Use all those things you learn in the next bag. True. I forgot that I had thought about that, because you can't sew it again. And I had actually thought about cutting. That's how we say it. Cutting this top off and just redoing it entirely because of the vinyl. I forgot about that. Because vinyl, you get one chance to screw it up. And I did. But this was cheap. I got this on sale at Amazon. This purple, it was like $6 and something. Or 18 by 50, I think. And this one, I think I got it at Hobby Lobby. Every other week they have everything on sale half off. I don't shop at Hobby Lobby much because I've boycotted them. Clearly not doing a good job, but they were both relatively inexpensive. And like I said, I'd rather get the cheap stuff and learn on it than to go pay $25 for some leather and really screw it up. Thank you, Melissa. Good point. Good point. That was the other thing I was going to say. I completely forgot. Lynn says, okay, we'll do something I can add to my list for when I go to the Festival of Quilts at the end of the month. Wow, that's not. Oh, that's because Jeannie isn't her name. It's Barbie. I was like, why didn't my link? That's not how you spell that. Okay, we're going to get it in there. Just give me a minute. Barbie. Alrighty. Fail. Thank you, Melissa. I should stop getting up at 4 to play Vine. And there is Jeannie's link over here in the chat. If you're not seeing the chat, drop down your chat box see what we're putting in there. You can visit some new people, maybe not new to you, just visit. Stop in, say hi, give them a nice comment, give them a subscription, tell them you appreciate the work they do. Bot is slow. I kept spelling it wrong. Deborah says, I finished hand quilted 4 placemats for my table. Just need to bind them. Deborah is crazy. Hand quilted. I was watching a lady. Okay. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of this because I hadn't until of a song I heard this year. Birkin bag. Hermes, I think is how you say the brand. They do hand stitching. And I was watching a lady do some hand stitching on leather. And there's our leather. They're very expensive. I was watching a lady do some hand stitching on leather, and I thought that looks so relaxing. With 2 needles, my hands could not do that. Do any of you hand stitch? We know Deborah does. I like to hand bind my quilts. I rarely hand bind my quilts anymore. And that's something else with the binding and the bags. If I do the bound seams, I need practice binding. Glue and tape, as long as you don't sew over it. At least I can't sew over it. Some machines can sew over it. This stuff, Tracy was telling me that she uses double-sided tape, but I was like, I don't want to use it for something. I don't want to get it for something I'm only going to make once. But I got like 3 or 4 different sizes for $5 or $6 on Amazon. It works. Aw, thank you, Deb. Deb says, I subbed to her. Thanks. We love a sub party. That sounded weird when it came out of my mouth. And Fern hand sews. She does hand quilting. Oh, Sylvia is an overachiever, and she will hand sew anything you put in front of her. You give her thread and anything to put it in, and she's there. Puts us to shame regularly. As Deb said, no. Lynn says, I do, not often. I have a caravan wall hanging. I need to hand quilt. Deborah says, my oldie's sewing over it good. Machines. Melissa says that tape sews well. There was some tape. I went over and it gummed up my needle. All I did was got. I think that's the proper word too. All I did was got a paper towel, sprayed some rubbing alcohol on it, took it up and down my needle a couple times, straightened it right out. Didn't have any trouble, didn't, do anything weird, because it can get into your machine and mess it up. But as soon as I noticed it, I got it off. So I try to avoid it. Melissa says, I have hand quilted, especially when I've redone my granny's quilts. Deborah says, oh, tape. Oh, her oldies sew over the tape good. And Melissa said, my granny tied all her quilts, so the sewing machine doesn't work well on them. I have a tied quilt my mother made. I know my aunt, the double wedding ring that I have for my aunt was on a machine, and one that was for my son was on a machine. But I remember she hand quilted a lot. She had one of those big setups so she could turn it and quilt. But I kind of felt bad. I have no plans at this point of what I'm going to do on my channel. I really enjoyed my patriotic quilt that I still haven't finished. The last little block, I have 2 more blocks. Then I put the 4 patch together, then I put those 2 blocks in, and then all I'd have to do is sandwich. quilt and bind, right? I have a case of don't wannas. I just don't want to, so I haven't. And this one right here, that was going to be a table runner. I'm rethinking. I'm rethinking that. I loved all those blocks so much. I may just have to make them all and then figure out what I want to do with them. Maybe a baby blanket, a baby quilt. That would make a very pretty baby quilt. I could do that. I'm needing a baby quilt for a boy and one for a girl. That would make a pretty girl one. We're expecting a boy. Did I tell you? I'm expecting a boy. First of next year. Not me. Not me. No, not me personally. Grandbaby. Expecting a grandbaby. But those, the Yoder ones, I've got a few flowers which say girl to me, and you can do boy. That would be okay with the boy too. It's just they say girl to me, so my brain's not going to let that go. But all the Yoder ones that she's doing this year, I don't know what her end plan is, of course. They are so bright and beautiful, and they would go either way if I did the entire quilt. I may need to make some doubles. See, my head's doing it again. It's going to give me too much to think about, and then I'm not going to get nothing done. Oh, goodness. It needs to stop. But I don't have a plan right now. I really enjoy doing random blocks out of the card deck and the quilt book, and there's a new quilt book from TNC Publishing at Angels that I saw. That's going to go on my wish list. But right now, I really need to get the bag thing better so I can make my daughter-in-law the diaper bag that she wants. So that's really my goal right now. But I don't want to do bags on my channel. I want to do quilting and talk quilting, and I can talk bags. But oh, we've been on here an hour. I think we can wrap it up. Nobody needs this much of me. I'm going to hand sew the yellow quilt, Sylvia said. Oh, nice. Let's see. I'll go back and catch up. I tied the quilt for hubby's car, and he no longer has. Shaking my head, Oliver. My crochet stuff is setting more. Let's try that again. My crochet stuff is getting more hits at the moment than my quilting stuff, Sylvia on her channel, who is You and Me FPB. It goes in spurts. And I noticed that on Amazon Vine. I can kind of tell what they think the trend is going to be by the stuff they're putting up, the new stuff they're putting up. And they stopped putting up some sewing stuff for a few days. They did have some interfacing fabrics, things like that. It's not like quilt shop fabric, but it will do for these bags that I'm making. It'll do for liners. You know, the interfacing will do for about anything. There's still interfacing that I prefer, but it does work. And plus, I get it for like whatever the tax is on it, which is like 90 cents, I think, or something like that. So I'm giving them away. It works. Might as well. Let's see. I thought I heard thunder right then. Fred says, Deborah, really? And he's still walking around. Barely. I was worried, you know, that fund that we've started for me, for bail money, was going to have to go to Deborah. Oh, goodness. Oh, was the quilt left in it? The car that he wrecked? That's right. He did wreck the car. I forgot. No, Melissa asked too. I'm getting ready to start the Flower Farm Sampler Quilt. Who is that by, Deb? Flower Farm Sampler Quilt. Is that I want to say Lori Holt. Every time I hear Flowers and Farm, Lori Holt. Got to get ready for doctor's appointment. Chat later, Sylvia says. Good luck. Be careful. Yeah, it hadn't made it in. Oh, okay. Going to attempt Dawn's newest pattern. Oh, yes. I think I started to comment on hers and then I fell asleep and shut off my computer, and I don't think I did. She was hilarious. She is talking about Shark Week and Shark Bite Block, and it cracked me up. And it's so pretty. Melissa, I read a statistic yesterday that says people turn more to handcrafting when the economy is on downturn. Everybody saying bye to Sylvia. Shelly Cavanna. I've never heard of her. I'll have to look her up. Thank you for sharing them. Deborah, I'm sorry. Did you guys eventually find a car for him? I think they did. I want to say, I'm telling you, my brain's fried. Sometimes that's how things go. You want to do it all and you wind up doing nothing. It'll come back around. Oh, yeah, because it's easy piecing. I don't know if you've noticed, but Deborah is very picky about what she pieces. She doesn't want to do flying geese or HSTs or tiny piece. Wait, was it you that didn't want to do tiny pieces? And that's kind of what my mind is going through, trying to find something to do on the channel. What do I want to do that people would want to see? My random blocks did pretty well for me, but I need a plan. I need a plan for them to go in like the Patriot. Thank you. I need to look through 3-yard quilts again and see if I can find a quilt that I can put random blocks in again. Maybe I need to do something easier though. Like, since I got that ruler for flying geese, make it all flying geese in different sizes in between the blocks with a solid focus fabric. And then that in between all the, oh no. There goes my mind helping me again. Let's see. Melissa, no, still researching. Wild Pony says, I'm going to be moving my long arm into my son's room next month. Can't wait. He's moving out. And she got a new machine, by the way. Congratulations on your new machine. Last Monday, I was sick. I kept thinking I'm going to get on and go, yay! Everybody loves a new machine. And it's the free arm like Barbie has. I think some other ladies I watch has it. Those look so cool. Now, since you were here, what is, yes, Thor 1341 is what hers is. Cylinder arm. The leather shop that has that jig for the zipper. What is the name of it? I could have sworn maybe I saved it on my other account. Because I wanted one and Lynn was asking me. Oh my gosh, my husband would shoot me for forgetting that. Myth Leather Company. Thank you. Oh my gosh. My husband, I haven't played in forever, but online games, role-playing games, not actually role-playing, but just that type of games, online and stuff. And his first character's name was Myth. And so when I see that, that's what I think of. I'm never going to forget that name. And then I forgot that name. I don't know what we're going to do. There you go. And now Lynn doesn't have to comment on one of my videos. Thank you so much, Lori. Thank you. And I'm going to try. For some reason, I'm thinking Gunther. There is a pattern company, a lady who does patterns, names all her patterns after Friends characters and things that are in Friends. And she had one called Fun Bobby. And I was like, if you watch Friends, you'll get it. My husband cracked up when I told him that. That is how you name Garth. Garth. I wanted to say Gunther because I was thinking friends. Garth. Thank you. See, these are names I should remember. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much. I appreciate the help. Let's see. Deborah said he is watching a few different models and makes. When he settles on something, he will go find one. Okay. And Melissa says, I'm really pleased with mine, except initial intake off. The initial takeoff from a full stop, it seems to take off slow, underpowered, is what the car reviews say. Deborah, I took over youngest daughter's room many years ago. Now we're talking about Garth, and Melissa's like, I love the name Garth. Of course you do. That's sincerely Jen. I'm working on the Regina. Okay. You are probably the one I found the site from, because the only place I find patterns from. I look for patterns on Google, but I don't like going to sites that I don't know that I can trust. So most of the sites that I find are through YouTubers that I watched, that I trust that their suggestions and what they're doing. So I bet that came from you, but it cracked me up. That, sincerely, Regina Phalange. Does she have one named Phalange? I bet she does. I'm so easily amused. Sincerely, Jen. Okay. One of those research. Yeah, Melissa, that is one of those research qualities. Okay. See, we learned all kinds of things, and I know there's lots of people that make bags. So that little now Garth designed the zipper jig, and I think that's what he called it, is a zipper jig in there. He designed that. That's his design. So I don't know that you're going to find it anywhere else. Probably not, unless it's a knockoff. But he is in Washington, Myth Leather Company. And if you want to see how it works, you should check out their channels. Lori and Barbie both use it, both love it. It's on my wish list. Unfortunately, it's one of those things I need to get better at bags, I think, before I put that much money into one of those. I did get off of Vine. Well, I don't think this is the entire part. These have things that go in here. Another YouTube lady. This was a knockoff. And in my review, because like I said, I get them for free, so it didn't cost me anything. In my review, I put on there that it was a knockoff. That if you want to see how to use it, you need to go to the lady who initially made it on YouTube. Because it really annoyed me that they had a knockoff. But I got one of these just to see what it was like. I don't know. I think what happens, and this is just my own opinion, I don't have any research or anything to back me up here. I make up facts. I'm noticing small companies who outsource their products to China to make for them. I think what happens is they wind up knocking off the product, making a replica, and selling it cheaper. I'm not anti-China. Everything I get on Vine pretty much is made in China. Don't judge, don't comment. I don't care. It's cheap, and when I get good enough that I can get better stuff, I'm going to get better stuff, because I prefer small shops. I prefer, shops that can ship to me easily, like Your Vinyl Source. They make in the USA, so haven't shopped at them yet, but they have some stuff that I'm just lusting over. Is that a zipper jig pocket? That is what is that thing called? The other piece, I think, is what the other piece is what I need. But so you can make your zipper the right size, and then the edges of it. Yeah, this is I don't know what it's called either. I said I'd learn the lingo. I may have lied. I even looked it up, and I can't remember what it's called. But the jig that Garth sells makes sure that these teeth are centered. It looks very professional. Very nice. Very simple. Just stick it on. Get your teeth centered. You don't have to move it and look and move it and look and find out that you've went wonky right there. What is this? And who? You know, names are on the tip of my tongue, and I just can't come out with them. Pocket jig. Deborah says, avoiding buying anything for a while. Need to use up what I have. Yep, I bought at Fabric Wholesale Direct waterproof canvas because I want to use that in my daughter-in-law's bag, and some of their mesh. Now it's mesh that I like football. Even in school, I liked watching football. And it's the kind of stuff that's the jersey shirts are made out of. They're jerseys with the numbers on them. It's that type of mesh. It will still work as pockets. And it's pretty cheap. Tori, it seems legit, has or had one too. Had one. Only buy stuff to finish off projects, backing, wadding, etc. I'm getting stuff to make more work for myself. That's exactly what I'm trying to be pickier about it. My husband lets me know where the money comes from. And I was going to donate plasma again, but I don't think it's a good idea in this heat. I go to the doctor at the end of the month. We'll see how my blood work turns out to see if my numbers are good. If they're good, I'll donate when it cools off to get a little extra cash maybe. I hate the way it makes me feel. My husband hates the way it makes me feel. All right. I love Tori. It seems legit. She is just says the one phrase that you should learn and accept is patterns are suggestions. You hear that from all the best people. All my girlfriends were telling me that, and I'm like, no, patterns are rules. They're rules that in what? You don't have to go by the rules? Well, that changes everything. Deborah says, I have Tori's templates for the zipper pockets. Oh. She made a bag the other day, and it was exactly what Tracy was telling me, how to do the pop-out pocket, the 3D pocket on the backpack / diaper bag that I want to make my daughter-in-law that I started. I saved that because what happens is I start to make it and I stop halfway through. I walk away, come back, and can't remember how I was going to do it, and I do it wrong. How do I know that? Because I did it wrong, and I was like, okay, save the video, and then I'll at least have something to refer to and say, oh yeah, that's where I left off at. Deborah says patterns are suggestions. I thought it was insulting for me to take somebody else's pattern and mess with it. Apparently, most of them like it when they get your imagination going, and I appreciate that. I like pattern makers. They work hard. Okay, we're going to get off here now, as I said almost 20 minutes ago. And I'm sorry there was no sewing, just a lot of visiting today. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for visiting with me. It does my heart good. I think it does all of our hearts good to get away from the news for a while. My nosiness wants to get back over there and find out what's going on. The rest of me says, don't you have something to clean? There are always hacks, Lori Wild Pony Design says. Deb says, take care, everyone. And don't forget, check out my moderators, check out my friends, check out Myth Leather Company. Also on YouTube, but I don't think it does videos. I subscribed. I don't remember seeing any videos, but I still subscribe, so I remember where I'm going. Their links are over in the chat. Also below the video, I should be a very good person and put all the people that extra links that we had over here down below. But you know, by the time I get all this moved back over to my recliner, I'm just going to be able to remember to breathe. So thank you all for joining me. He does have a channel. Thank you. I'm not ditzy. I go blank a lot. It's frustrating to some people, and I apologize. So anyway, what will we do next week? I don't know. I don't know. I'll try to get it to a point where I can sew something. I can show you something. I don't know. Maybe I can find a pattern that's speaking to me and we can sew that up. You guys can come visit and just watch me sew it up if you want to. It's okay. You don't have to participate. Don't tell people I said that. Come on over for the talking. Okay. Deborah says, bye and love to you all. Have a creative day, everyone, Wild Pony Design says. Lynn says, thank you, Coleen. It was great hanging out and chatting. Take care out there, folks. And I will say, have a good day. Have a good week. If you're a prayer warrior, the world needs it. Lead with kindness and be the light you want to see in others. Love you guys.